Yeah.
We're like 10 seconds in now. We should be good to go just now. All right. Want to get it started?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another
He's still
Crypto
waking
Night
up.
School.
He's still waking up.
No, hey, bro, check this out. Check this out. The volume was echoing in the background, so
Oh,
it
true,
was
true, true.
messing with me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Night School.
There we go.
Where we talk about NFTs, Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain, all that good stuff, everything that you all are interested in now,
Sir.
all that Web3 stuff. Professor Sticks, what's going on, my guy?
Bro, I'm vibing, man. I'm vibing. Anytime we get a chance to get on here and just chat it up about the future of technology and obviously how to stack bread, and just like anything like that's cool, like NFTs, NFT gaming, and then once the real professor Canucks comes through and drops any those knowledge bombs on our head. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time, bro. It's
Those
a good
spirit
time.
bombs.
Yeah, man, it's a good time. So I'm hoping tonight's show will be full of gems as always, and I hope that I hope that the community comes through and they're asking questions, because at the end of the day, this is for you guys, right? We want to make sure that you guys are having a good time. We want to make sure that you guys are getting something out of this, and I think that's the most important thing. Like, we don't want it to just be like a just three man's chuckling and making jokes, and there's no value being given back. So I know for sure today we're gonna be touching on some NFT games that are making some waves right now, that are free to play, of course. So you can get in, see if you like it, and then if you decide that you want to earn money from it, we'll talk about those things too. I know you're gonna be getting into the NFT world for us, and then you already know Courtney's got a textbook, and he will be coming soon. He's right now he's just running a little late because he had a meeting to attend, or an event to attend before this.
He was mining fiat,
He's
as we like
mining
to
that
say.
fiat, yes sir.
Yes, sir. We're
So
not at the point where we can just retire and focus on, the edutainment. So, is that a thing yet?
like the word,
Is that word coined yet?
I would say that people are using it, but I don't think it's like a well-known term.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, like people
So
still are
we're
like,
gonna make that cool on this show.
yeah,
Edutainment.
yeah. People are still like, people make content that's entertaining, but it's
Yeah.
teaching you stuff at the same time. Like, shout out to Graham Stephan, who makes a lot of finance content, and it's actually like very entertaining. Shout out to, I think it's called, man, what's his name? He's got a UK accent. He covers a lot of crypto stuff.
No clue.
I'll figure it out, and if I figure it out, I'll mention it. It's like Buzz Coin or something like that, or Alt
Okay.
Buzz or something like that. But yo, shout out to Helen in the chat. Good afternoon, guys. Hey, good afternoon to you too. Well, I mean, it's evening here. It's like nighttime.
Yeah.
It's almost midnight.
Good
Whereabouts
evening, Helen.
whereabouts are you from? If you're saying good afternoon, we're talking West Coast then. No, that's
No,
too.
not
No, that's
no,
even.
no,
That's
no.
3 hours.
Maybe like UK
Yeah.
or
If it's UK, it's like
Australia.
3 a.m. right now, bro. Like, they're like 5, 8 hours ahead of us or something like that. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope your afternoon and your day is going well so far. Do you want to like just jump into things and
Yeah, you know me. I'm a DJ in all the way.
let's go
In
then?
every facet of life. So, I mean, I can start with some NFT news.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
it's not necessary. You want okay? Let's start with
Let's
that.
jump
So,
into it.
let's do it.
Or actually, well, real quick, while you have the you can share screen.
I can share screen. What's
Oh,
up?
can you share screen? Okay, let's go over the market real quick then.
The market. You want me to give you
Yeah, give me permission to take
got
over
you.
this real quick, and then we'll go.
Boom. Let's get it.
And that'll buy us some time, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get Courtney here so he doesn't miss the conversation. All right, give me a quick second, guys. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Just to see all my stuff here. All right. Stream, hold
Helen's from
on.
Australia. Dope.
Australia. Okay, that's lit. Hold
Welcome,
on,
welcome.
guys. Oh man, this is actually very annoying.
Helen, is your name Hellraiser by chance?
My computer just froze.
No way.
Hold on. No, we're good. See, right now, bro, like my mouse is like all tripping out. I need to get a new mouse. There we go. All right, so let's
Add
jump
it
into
to
the market real
the
quick.
business tab.
Real talk, real talk. Tax write-offs, bro. I am so happy that I bought a lot of computer stuff because I was able
Yeah.
to write a bunch of stuff off for my self-employed income. Because if I didn't, I was gonna owe like $1,000 or something like that. But I bought a bunch of computer parts. So I
Yeah.
wrote all of that stuff off, wrote off my all of my COD points, any game that I bought, controllers, Elgato streamed everything. I just wrote it all off and I was able to report a little bit of a loss. So I
Yeah.
can get a little bit of tax back. So I got a nice little refund. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
But it is
Okay.
crazy that they penalize you so hard for making more bread. Like, you want to make more bread? Give us 50%. Anyways, let's get into the market real quick. Bitcoin, the top dog, down 5% over the last 7 days. And you know, that's just how it is. It's gonna be up, it's gonna be down. I think last week it was up 7%. And so now it's down 5%. So if you got in last week, you're still up 2%.
Yeah.
That's how you look at it. Ethereum down 1.9%, about 2%. And I believe Ethereum is there's a lot of hype in the Ethereum community right now about the merge that's happening hopefully soon in that community. So we'll see. I know our dog Canucks is huge on Terra. He just released a video on how to stake stable coins and get a 19% yield return on the Luna or on the Terra ecosystem. So you guys check that out. That is a video that is available as of today. So you guys can go check that out, and we'll link we'll link that in the description below. And then everything else, like, you know, anything past like the first two really is just
Whatever.
that's on you. That's on you. Do your research. Do your research. All right. So that's the market in a nutshell. Yo, JB, what's going on in the NFT space? Because I feel like that's where all the excitement is.
Honestly, if you can give me the sharing privileges back.
There we go.
So this week, NFL all day, as you guys know, I'm bullish on. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm bullish. I hope I don't look dumb on Friday when these packs drop. They have a legendary historical pack drop this Friday, so I'm actually looking forward to that. They came out with a blog recently. I'm not gonna go over the whole blog right now because it was pretty long. I'm not gonna lie to you. But as you can see, the NFL all day market is going crazy right now. Like in 7 days, these sets are up like 40% in some.
Jeez.
Right. I think my account is probably up, I want to say like 25%. So I'll take it. So the blog post in a nutshell, basically they said, and I'm just trying to remember the key points. They basically said that players that have Series 1 sets or Series 1 moments won't be getting any more Series 1 moments. So Jimmy, I don't know how involved you were with Top Shot, but Top Shot had like, 8 to 10 Series 1 moments for some players.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Series 1, yeah, they were just
flooded
going,
it.
yeah, they were going crazy. Like Giannis had like 10, which made no sense. And so I think NFL All Day is kind of they're keeping that in mind, not to give too many players. So right now, somebody like Tom Brady has a legendary moment and he has his debut moment. So there's only going to be 2 Series 1 moments for Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, right?
That's solid. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when it
And
comes
for
to
you
the
guys, like just quickly, so people who might not understand, like scarcity is important in the NFT market. Like if you have too many of the same, let's say the same NFT card or something like that, it devalues it because like let's say JB and I have the same one and JB's like, yo, I want to sell mine at $100, but I'm like, yo, I can quickly sell mine for $5. People are gonna buy the $5 one and it depreciates the price of that NFT. So the more there are, the less valuable it is. So scarcity is the name of the game in the NFT space.
100%, 100%. And then, so when it comes to these sets that we're looking at, right? So some of them are common sets, some of them are rare sets, some of them are legendaries, and those are really just based off the amounts in the collection. So the commons are around like 10K. I think they range between actually 7 to 10K, and then rares are lower, and then the legendaries are like very low, right? So the scarcity, like what Professor Sticks just talked about, gets lower and lower. But yeah, for these sets, they haven't really said if these sets are done, and because they're coming out with a legendary historical drop this Friday. They haven't released how much the price of the packs are gonna be, but I'm assuming they're gonna be in the same range as far as like the $50 and the $250 packs that they've been dropping.
Yeah.
But they haven't said if they're adding any moments to these sets. And if they aren't, I expect this price to go up even more. But if they are adding more moments to these sets, then I think it might drive the price down a little bit more because people were completing the sets thinking that they were already finished, right?
Yeah.
And then other news, they hinted on these what they call like tent pole events, and they basically made it sound like meet and greets with players and maybe Hall of Fame players, retired players, for collectors that are collecting on all day.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're gonna make it like a certain amount of moments that you have to have, maybe a certain amount of market spend.
Yeah.
But they're trying to add utility to the platform, and they also mentioned airdrops as well. So in NFL All Day started in week 13.
Okay.
So they started releasing moments from week 13 on, and they're going to be releasing moments from week 1 to 12. But instead of them diluting the marketplace, they're going to actually take some of the moments that are already out, and they're going to airdrop them to collectors that are collecting. They haven't really said what the criteria is yet. So I thought that was cool, rewarding people that are loyal to your platform, say they're holding their NFTs for a certain amount of time, or they've spent a certain amount, or maybe they haven't sold any. Top Shot did something similar to that with collector score. I think that went out the window and then it came back. What else? Yeah, there's a legendary historical drop on Friday, and I think the moments from rarity, like the lowest mint count is about 50. So there's only going to be 50 of certain moments, and I think all the way to 7,000 for the more common moments. But like even those moments are super dope. Like we went over them last week. They had players like Marvin Harrison and Ricky Williams as far as like the common historical moments.
Yeah.
And I think those ones will hold value over time as well.
Yeah. I feel like most of like as long as they keep it like scarce and like most of those players, like that's a collectible moment. Like I might just hold that just for like keepsake, and then maybe in like 10-20 years it's worth something because some people lose their accounts or something like that, and it just worth something. But at least from a collector standpoint, that's actually pretty dope because what's out right now that you can collect like old school players, and like you have to
Like
go
the
searching for old school cards, right?
old school cards and like old school, and that's a
And old
thing
school
that I don't.
clips that like YouTube
Yeah,
doesn't have those like that.
yeah, and I think that's what I think in the long run, that's what makes me like even Top Shot has a chance with this.
Hmm.
I think that's what makes me I'm kind of optimistic about the future, because if the future is this digital, world that we're talking about, and we're gonna have digital assets, I think that those will make cards even more like, appreciated. Like the
Mhm.
prices will go up. Michael Jordan rookie cards went for like $1 million right now. Imagine when like there's no more cards being printed and everything's digital,
Yeah.
right? But then I also think it gives people a chance that maybe can't afford $1 million Michael Jordan card to own, the next version of like what a digital of what a card looks like, which is
Yeah.
these digital moments. And I think that's cool because we've already seen like picture frames with the
Mhm.
QR codes of highlights that are of moments that are repeating and stuff like that. So, I think it's dope, and you even get like the nostalgia of like some of these moments. Like you can look at some of these Top Shot moments, some of these NFL All Day moments, and be like, I remember where I was on this day, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
imagine there was a moment for when Kawhi hit that buzzer beater against
Yep.
Philly to send the Raptors to the championship. Like that in a card, whatever. That in a moment,
Yeah.
come on now. I know people will pay big money for that,
Yeah, and I
right?
know it's like
Especially to
some
say
people are
that
like,
you own
yeah,
it.
we could just watch that on YouTube. But I think like the biggest thing is that like as we move into like the metaverse and we're all hanging out in these cool metaverse spaces and stuff like that. Like these are things you would be able to post in your place and like you have ownership of it. You could do like different things with it. You can it's gonna be like you have your own personal art gallery in the metaverse. Maybe you want to charge people to come through. Like you can't do that with a YouTube video. You can't like you try to post a YouTube video somewhere where you're trying to monetize, like people are gonna start copy striking you and doing all types of stuff. But when you own like this asset that is like a highlight play or something like that, I just feel like it gives you more. It's more ownership in my opinion that is something you just can't get from. Oh yeah, I could just share the link on YouTube or something like that. This is
100%.
different.
And I think also the cool thing is like it it gives people the ability to be creative, right? There's gonna be some things that come out with these moments, these NFTs that people are purchasing that people would never have thought was possible.
Mhm.
And I think that's what so that also makes it like really cool, as far as like the possibilities of what people can do with these things.
Yeah. I'm hoping
Um
that I'm still waiting because I like the soccer one that you showed us. I think you showed us like a few weeks back, where it's like a fantasy, and so
oh
you're
yeah, that
buying the
so
players.
rare, I
Yeah, you're
think.
buying the players and their fantasy players. So like I'm hoping that some of these all day, like NFL all day, Top Shot, like if I'm gonna go into fantasy, like Yahoo Fantasy is great and all, but like if I have an NFT and like depending on the rarity of the NFT, however that person plays that day, is like that's just it adds a whole nother strategic
Yeah.
complexity to fantasy, and I think that would be super dope. Like imagine staking your like LeBron legendary for the year. That's your
Yeah.
buying for the year, and then if you win, like you get all the other NFTs that people stake. Like that would
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah. There's so many different things that they can do, and I think we're gonna always talk about mixing NFT sports NFTs with gambling,
Mhm.
because that's just what us Degens do, and I think we're gonna talk about that until it actually happens. So
It has to
yeah,
happen. They got to gamify it. They got to. I think
have
that's
to.
like one of the best ways for them to onboard more people. And I think it's just gonna be. I think that's just an untapped. Like that's just an untapped in like
Yeah,
collab right there. That's an untapped
yeah.
collab. What
So
is anything else popping?
bro, yes. So
Yes.
I
He
have
started off with the light stuff.
yeah. So man, so Dapper has other projects that are built on the flow chain, right? And that's Dapper's blockchain, flow chain. So I was on my computer one day and I was, looking up stuff, and I got like an email, and it was an email from Dapper, and they said flunks are getting ready to mint soon. And I'm like, that's weird. Dapper's never like emailed me about like anything that wasn't Top Shot or NFL All Day. So I go on to the Flunks website, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, these things are whatever. Going to the Discord, people are going crazy. People are talking. It's not like a packed Discord. At the time, it was like 6,500 people It's a pretty good amount.
Mhm.
And so I'm in there, trying to do my DYOR, right? Just doing what the information that the founders give me. And then they're getting ready to mint. And I'm sitting there. They're minting 9,999. So a 10K project for 250 US. Yeah, 250 USD. So I'm in there, right? This is a nice chunk of change.
Yeah,
So
that
I'm in
is.
there. I'm looking at the mint, bro. This thing is rocketing. It's going crazy. Like it's going up, and like I'm like, yo, do I DJ? Like, do I make a DJ play and get into this?
Mhm.
And I did, right? So I did it, right? And then I'm like, okay, like let's see what happens. Like this thing's starting to move. I had some Dapper left in my wallet. This thing keeps going up. So I'm like, yo, I'm like FOMOing now. So I
Mhm.
get another one, right? So, I'm talking to different people in the community, and people are super excited. Um, they ended up having their market open up, so pre-reveal. So right now, whoever's holding an NFT doesn't know what their NFT looks like, what their
Mhm.
flunk looks like. Rarity is randomized. It's not based on serial code. It's just on the combination of traits that you get, right? So it's pretty normal. Um, so the pre-reveal market opens, and let me check what it is right now. You guys can check with me because I need to know. I'm holding two of these. If you're in the audience right now, I'm holding two of these. Professor Sticks, I'm holding two of these. Remember, they were
So they
250.
minted at 250.
Look at the floor
Jeez.
price right now.
Jeez.
What do you guys think? What should
That's
I do? I was thinking of selling one and waiting to have one for reveal.
well, I mean, I feel like my NFT play is, and it took a while to even get to this point, and it depends on what you got. I'm not even giving you advice or anything like that. This is just more so my play. I usually like to buy two or three and get my money back, and
Okay.
then whatever happens happens. So
Mm.
if this looks like it might keep going, if it gets to like 500, then you sell one, you got your money back for both, and then you get to keep one. Whatever happens happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because the thing is, like,
These look sick, and I don't even know what it is.
let me see if I can find their website.
Like one of these characters was looking like a first form Frieza with the little things on the outside.
They're pixelated ones. And their theme is school, right?
Mm,
And they have different like factions in their Discord, like jocks,
okay.
nerds, stuff like that. And I think like the different factions can come up with their own ideas. So it's kind
Mm,
of like a community curated kind of project, to where the founders have like the final stamp on what they do with the funds, and there's like a
okay.
treasury and stuff like that. So but a lot of people are super excited about it. So that was my recent degen play that I made. Not
Yeah.
financial advice. If anybody's interested, check them out. They're called Flunks, and they're on Dapper. They're built on Dapper.
Yeah. We'll have to keep
Now,
an eye on that one going
yeah,
forward.
yeah, and I'll let you know how that goes. I already put it out there that I'm bullish on NFL all day, so you guys can make fun of me moving forward, or you guys can celebrate with me if my account, if they have like a Top Shot wave. But the next thing I got for you guys, so Azuki's, right? Have you heard of Azuki's sticks?
Yeah, yeah. You've mentioned that a couple times. That's like a
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
chip one. That's sort of like
yeah,
number one
man.
or two on OpenSeas, right?
I think they're up there now with like, well, not Board Apes, because Board Apes is ahead of everybody,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's Azuki's and there's Doodles.
Yes, yes. I've seen the
Well,
Doodles one.
actually, I think it's more Basie, Doodles, Azuki now. But Azuki just had like a crazy pump. Prior, I think it was prior, or I think it was prior there, before their airdrop. I think there was
Yeah.
kind of news that they had an airdrop coming. So they were sitting at 28 ETH right now, right? A nice little come up. Now, for those of you who may not be able to afford Nizuki, this is not financial advice. Once again, I've been looking at this. It's called Bobu the Bean Farmer, and it's created by Azuki. And it's actually it's I think it's owned by this NFT is owned by a member of the Azuki team.
Okay.
And I think his name's like Beans or something like that. And what it is, it's allowing you to own a portion of the Suzuki. So there's 50,000. People in other projects have described them as shards. I don't necessarily want to say shares because it's not a stock.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford a 28 ETH Azuki, you can buy a piece of the Suzuki for 0.2, right? So I'm assuming if it's anything like Aped Out, if this gets sold, then the 50,000 people will get, a cut of it based off of how much, how many, shards or shares of this Azuki they own. Now, I think this is cool because I thought of it originally, right? And I thought about like, this screams security, right?
Yeah.
Because it's based off the efforts of others, but this guy's on the team. You know what I mean? So does that make this a security? I don't think so, by definition.
Hey, listen, I'm not that smart in financial law, so I have no idea. But if the person is doing it, they probably know what they're doing, and they're probably going to get away with it. They're not in a country that they can be penalized for it.
Yeah, my thing is like, if he's on the team, like I think he might be one of the founders, or he might be on the team. If he's part of the team, and one of the reasons that a security is a security is if you're basically like, if they were to split this up and if you're splitting up an NFT and I'm selling it based off the efforts that Azuki or Bored Apes is going to do something, then that's a security, right? Because I'm basically taking somebody else's work and I'm trying to split it up and profit from it, right?
Yeah.
But this guy owns the Suzuki and he's on the team. So by him splitting this up for people that can't afford it, I don't know if that's necessarily a security, in my opinion.
But I feel like it still is, based on your explanation, because then if he sells the Azuki, it's still the work that he's done, and whoever is buying this Azuki token or this Bobo token is profiting off of the original owner's decision.
Yeah, but at the same time, he still is the one, like, he's making the effort. Like, he's, the team is growing, the brand is like, adding value to it. So I don't know.
Depends.
It's like a 50-50 type of situation to me. Like, I think it just depends on how, the regulators are going to, regulate this space. So
that's true.
I think that this one might be cool to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as like the rules and regulations, I'm not telling anybody to go buy it or anything. If you love Azukis that bad, maybe it's something to consider. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it seems like this is what a lot of the bigger NFT projects are doing to allow like the community to keep growing. Like Bored Apes has done the same thing, and now these guys are doing it. So do you see this becoming the trend? Because it seems like all the other NFT projects follow the big three or the big four.
So it's actually funny. Bored Apes never fractionalized their NFTs. Someone bought like 80. I think his name was Kylo Ren. He bought 80 of like the rarest Bored Apes and started Ape DAO, to where you can fractionalize the apes and own a piece of the apes. And that's where people started talking about possible security issues with that, because Kylo's not part of the Basie team, right? But he purchased these NFTs, fractionalized them, and they go up or down based off of, if Bored Apes keeps doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the community votes on if they want to sell the apes. There was pressure to sell the apes a couple months ago. People probably are happy that they didn't, based off of everything that came from it. I don't know how they split up that ape coin airdrop, or
That'd be
if
very interesting.
it's even going on as far as what they're doing at Ape DAO. But that's why I think this is different, because this guy's actually on the Azuki team.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's going to be interesting to follow this one.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. I like the idea of fractionalizing NFTs, because if you can't afford it, like, these prices are wild, and I think people forget like how much, like, we see 0.2 and it's like, oh, like, this is a good play or something like that. And it's like, that's $668
Yeah.
USD. You know what I mean? In Canada, that's like $1,000.
Pretty much. Yeah. Like just less than.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy, like, the way we look at money these days is in terms of like gas and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey.
that was kind of my little degen share right there.
Yeah, the NFT space is very interesting because I feel like a lot of new business models are being reworked. Like the whole fractionalized NFT thing with the ape DAO. Like now that you're telling me that that wasn't part of the original like roadmap, that means somebody like legit was like, "Yo, this is a great business idea," and
Yeah.
like went with it. And I think that's very interesting because I can't buy like 1,000 Apple stocks and then be like, I'm gonna split my own 1,000 Apple stocks and allow other people who can't afford it as much to have a play on that. Like that's not possible. But with NFTs, you can do that.
You can do that. We don't know yet. We're gonna see
Yeah, we'll
soon, I
find
bet.
out if it's legal, but you
Yeah.
can do that. And I think
Yeah.
that's a huge play because if you get the right people in the right circles who are about this, it's all lobbying at the end of the day. You lobby the right people and they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's leave the NFT space, this NFT fractionalized thing space alone for now. It all depends on the right person who's talking to the right lawmakers.
Imagine, like, the dude that started Ape DAO, he probably has a bag. He's probably like, he's got some money, right?
If you buy 80 of
Um,
the rarest, he doesn't have just a bag. That
yeah,
guy has a printing press.
yeah, he's good. He's good. So say he just say fractionalization was legal. Say, like, the rules and regulations were, standard, whatever, but they could be met. Imagine like somebody like that just buying a bunch of blue chips that come out and just fractionalizing them. That's so, like, that's crazy.
It's easy.
That it's easy money.
And he probably makes more than what he bought each Bored Ape for.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's not selling it like out of like, oh, I bought this for 1,000. I'm splitting it into 100, so it's $10 each. He's probably selling each part for like $100.
And I guarantee you he bought it before like it took off. So, the Bored Ape floor is at like 100 ETH right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got 80 of them.
That's wild. That's wild. But yo, shout out to Black is the New Rich. Appreciate you jumping
Yes,
into
sir.
chat.
Yes, sir.
Hope the vibes on the night is blessed. So you done with NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, the last thing really was there was a Cool Cats rumor going around that Yuga Labs, the owners of Bored Ape Yacht Club and all that stuff, was buying Cool Cats. So Cool Cats price pumped because everybody thought it was going to be like them buying Crypto Punks and Me Bits and stuff like that. Turns out it wasn't true. Whoever started that rumor, good job. You probably made some money off that. There was this alpha Twitter that they get like thousands of people on their Twitter spaces because they're like the ones that people go to for like rumors on potential buys. These guys, man, I felt so bad because they had like their sources saying that it was true. So they went in there.
Oh no.
And then they found out it wasn't true, man. Those guys were like getting crucified.
Oh man, that's the
and
worst.
I was like, but it's funny. It's not funny, but it's crazy because in this space, everybody wants to be the first person to break something, right?
Yeah.
It's a microcosm of how the world is in a sense, because think about how many times that these journalism articles or reports have come out and they've been like super like vague in detail, or like people are like don't even think about like the emotional things that happen when people break stories. Like for example, when Kobe Bryant passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and the news broke it, his family didn't even know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So wild, you know what I mean? So I think that was kind of like a you know, uh, kind of like reeling people back in the space to like stop trying to be the first to come out with something, because you know you want the clicks, you want the follows, you want the retweets,
Yeah.
and make sure that the information that you're passing out is valid,
Yeah.
right? Because there's people in that space that don't do their own research, because you know they you have this space for a reason, and it's to basically help people, you know, take a look at projects that they may not know that's going on, because it's so hard to keep up with this space. Like I want to be in an alpha group just for this, for these crypto night schools, so I can see what projects are coming out, and keep up with them. But think about the people that are ready to like, you know, oh shoot, you know, cool cats are at 6 ETH right now, and they're getting bought. Man, that's an easy, you know, they're going to 20. I'm gonna throw down, you know, racks on this,
Yeah.
couple $1,000. People are ready to go right there. But then as soon as they figure out that this um news isn't true, they're gonna lose their money, because
Yep.
it's not gonna pump like they thought it was. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, that's why I feel like you gotta follow the right people, because there's people who are doing it for clout, and they might not even, they might already have the bag and they don't care. Like they're just like trying to even pump their bags even more. But most people are doing it for clout, like you said, the followers, the attention, everything like that. And then there are some people who are doing it to actually educate people and actually help the community. And there goes our guy
oh, I
jumping
go
in.
on.
There goes our guy right there.
Gang, gang, gang,
Yeah,
gang.
you
Hold,
just
hold on.
Giddy.
you. All
Don't
right,
worry,
whatever.
he's
I'm
gonna,
still
he's gonna
here.
get,
Well,
he's gonna get
chill,
his,
chill.
his
Guy
stuff
just say,
ready.
"Yo, I'm off you."
But like, yeah, like, and that's why you got to do your own research. And also, like, nobody gets rich quick. So if it's like a like, oh, pump real quick, and you're trying to use that to like get super rich, chances are you're gonna get either the rug pulled on you, or you're just gonna go straight down to the bottom. So
Yeah, you're gonna get the defas.
make the right play in your life.
Man, you literally just missed all my NFT information.
No, I caught it, fam. I caught it.
He
So
was on
what's
the
goody?
he was listening.
I'm here, man. I'm here. Yo, listen, if you're trying to get rich quick, it's best way to go broke faster. You know what I mean? So just slow your roll, stay calm, and stick to a plan that's repeatable and scalable. That's it, man. What can we
Hey,
tell the people if not
hey,
something that's useful?
hey, Courtney, did you see? I know you guys said you're off Dapper, but did you see that Flunks floor?
I don't even know what a flunk is, fam.
Exactly.
I mean, look.
Did you see the NFL All Day set floors?
Oh no, these are things that I do not watch. So, look,
They're up. Just know.
and look, I celebrate your bag, kind sir, and I hope that we diversify our yield, that we can all reap what we have sown, because there have been many treacherous winters over this last 1 year. I feel like if you're in this thing, you're gonna have gray hairs, or you're gonna have your bones showing at one point in time or the other. I felt so damn hungry in the last down market, but I say when you have a lot of wealth, diversification can protect that, because no single calamity could wipe out your bag. No single thing going wrong can destroy your entire net worth. But when you're trying to build your net worth, concentration is the key. And so to over diversify is to put too many eggs in too many baskets, such that if one basket really does hit like you expect it to, you don't get the full effect. So just off of my background investing in different asset classes, I've adapted a strategy where it's like, I want to get like a small handful. I don't want to just have one thing per se, but I want to have a small handful of stuff that I've done so much deep research on, that I have high conviction in, that I'll be able to accumulate a position or like an amount where if it makes the move I expect it to move, I'm going to feel it in my bank account. So I don't have as much different things. I think my exposure, we have a lot of overlap, but I think my exposure is a little different.
Yeah. Jimmy, why do I feel like dad just walked in? He like was like, what are you guys talking about?
Hey man,
You guys talking
Smarten
about
up.
those JPEGs again?
hey bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of my best investments yet have been them JPEGs. So
JPEGs.
I can't
100%,
flex.
100%.
I got a
All
couple of
right.
them that I'm just sitting on my ledger right there, and I don't even check the price until they're trending. And every once in a while, when they're trending on Twitter, I just go on OpenSea and try and
Smile.
just smile a little bit. But keep them
Wait,
Jones
wait, wait. But
offline.
before we move on though, can
Mhm.
we talk a little bit about Bitcoin monkeys?
Oh
We
yeah,
all have one.
Yeah,
we
that's
do.
true.
I'm in the gang now.
Hey, you're
Yo, I
big,
seen yours and yours is cold. That one that you tweeted is the one you have, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Yo, that one is cold.
big mutant whale over here. Buddy got about
I
like
got
15,
16 serums,
16
Jimmy.
serums. Okay.
Jeez.
No, the thing about Bitcoin monkeys is cool is because they did an open mint 2500 original collection. It was like 45 or 50 stacks to get it. This was like back in like November, December. And they the founding group, they started out on Solana. They're real life entrepreneurs. They have actual businesses, different ventures that they've done. So they didn't really necessarily approach it like an NFT project. They approached it like a business from jump. And so they've built a track record for delivering steadily on their roadmap. And it started out with, little things, rarity table, um, the common stuff. And then they grew to now you could stake your NFTs, and you stake your NFT. Then there's a token that it earns every day. You're building a yield on with this token. And then they got that token listed on an exchange. And then now that token's listed on exchange. So now you can swap between that token and other ones so that what you're yielding, you can actually swap out to a currency in which you could, spend it or put it in your wallet or trade it for something else. You know what I mean? And then they got these serums that they're dropping where you don't necessarily have to modify an existing monkey, but it's more like a kind of like think of it like an egg. Like you get a serum and the serum turns into its own monkey, but it was a lower cost because that 50 buy-in, that initial buy-in is skyrocketed up to, I think the floor right now is somewhere around 800. And STX is like $1.30 or something like that. So you're looking at close to $1,000 to get back into this thing that started out somewhere around 100 and 150. And so at one point in time, I believe I had maybe six or seven. Sold a bunch. I got 3 OGs. I got about like 12 serums. And then you can use the ecosystem they created is unreal. They got dual tokens. So you could use the band token to mint more monkeys that mint that yield slime, and then the slime you could use to level up your monkeys, and then they're gonna have a sandbox where you could build this monkey family where you have an OG, 2 different mutants, and then a third that you can generate from this breeding process. And you have 4 monkeys together. It's going to get you a mint pass to get an Ethereum based monkey so you can go play in the sandbox, and they're going to be on both chains. It's crazy, just stuff they've been doing. They've made their holders a good amount of return, right? If you put in 50 STX like 4 months ago, because I don't even think it's been out for 6 months yet, if you've held since you bought, or if you even bought in halfway like 2 months ago, you've made your money back like at least 4x.
Yeah.
Easy.
And the stuff that you can do is like the stuff that I've been able to do. I don't even have as much as you guys, but the stuff that I've been able to do, I've already like the return on investment is already there. At this point, I'm like, why do I even sell? Like, I just got to hold on to it and just see what they keep doing, because they keep doing stuff.
They've been delivering. And I mean, most projects, they move off hype. And I feel like obviously this project has hype. I'm hyping it right now, but damn it, they started staking. Okay. And there's a little meter that shows what percentage of all the 2,500 OG monkeys are staked. 88% of the monkeys are staked.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
And I feel like the other people just don't even know because they're probably like not in the Discord or something.
Or they have theirs listed for like dumb high, because there was
Mm.
one that sold the other day for, I want to say, like, like 5,000 stacks or something like
Jeez.
that. So, from an original mint price of 50 to sell for 5,000, that's like 100x.
You can't ask for
That's
anything
on
better than that.
a whole nother level.
Man, yeah, they're doing a good job. And I'd say truly the community is a lot of very intelligent people at first, because it's little cartoon monkeys, you know what I mean? The art is cool, like for what it's worth, it's quality, but it is kind of follow fashion with the whole monkey thing. But I think that's just because monkeys have many traits of like human kinda. So it's kind of relatable, but they were smart. All the different traits they have mean something. So for example, if you have a baseball hat on with it has like a soccer ball, then that monkey will have different, it will get you into contests during World Cup, right? If you had a monkey that had on a purple shirt or a purple background, you were entered into a draw to win an airdrop during International Women's Day. If you had a monkey that had a rose in his mouth or heart eyes or a pink shirt, then you were in a raffle on Valentine's Day. And they literally thought out every detail to just keep the community engaged. And the people that are in there they're like, hey, this is what we should do. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting mugs made. I'm making t-shirts. Hey, I'm going to be in New York. Are you in Miami? Like they're about it, man. They're making markets. They're trading. Before they were on the decks, they were trading like band token. It's cool, man. It's one of the best communities that I've been a part of.
And he's part of that community. Seriously, like he always keeps me up to date on everything. That's why you got to have one of those guys. You got to have one of those guys that's plugged in to all the information.
Full disclosure, I was the very first mod in Bitcoin Monkeys. I don't know, a lot of people don't know that. That was my first mod gig. I done a lot of jobs in my life.
He wears many hats,
right? And I actually, to be completely honest, I don't get paid. I just do it for the love of the game.
Those are the best type of people, though. Like that's genuine. Like you're like, this guy's not doing it because he wants followers, and he's not doing it because he's for the clout. He literally wants to help people, wanted to help the community, wanted to help the space.
I don't even go by my real name. Like people don't even know that this is like, it's just, I go by a different name. Well, I mean, here I go by that name, Canucks. But that's all, you're gonna find me there, and that's the only place you're gonna find me.
Yeah, you join our Discord, Mr. Canucks in the cut, dropping more gems, always, everywhere.
This is him.
Everywhere. All right, real quick, yo, before we take up too much of our time, I'm gonna go real quick into like NFT games, just because we like to cover that stuff here, and I wanted to just give you guys a quick update. So last week we talked about Dr. Disrespect and what he was doing in the NFT space. So he actually released the founder token, or it's a founder pass, into the wallets. Interesting though, because it's on the Polygon chain, or the Matic chain, but I didn't create my own wallet. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Like, who owns my keys?
Did I?
I remember
think I completed the process.
I completed the process, but it didn't say like, yo, these are your 12 keys. It said, we're going to create a wallet for you and it deposit the founder's pass into your wallet. So today I went in, I saw my address, but I'm like, yo, I don't remember having a 12, like my seed phrase. So I don't know who owns this wallet. So it's a little interesting process that they're doing here, but I found out it's on Polygon. The pass was deposited into my wallet. I can't see it yet, so I'd have to probably connect it to, I don't know, maybe my other wallet. But there's progress in that area. You got something?
I was gonna say, Matic, to be on Matic Network,
isn't it?
No, well, Matic it's I should say Polygon.
Yeah, Matic is the token. Polygon is the
It's not Ethereum layer 2, so you should be able to just add that network to your MetaMask and use the same I don't know the technical term, but like you should still be able to use that same wallet in there. No, I'm not.
I don't think we ever provided any information as far as our wallet So
Yeah,
how would it
I
be
never
Oh, so
airdrop?
you're
connected.
saying you never even connected your
I never connected
regular
my
ETH
wallet. It was an email.
So
I remember
maybe they
signing
just
up with an
have it.
email.
Maybe they just have it associated with your like username,
I think
and
it's
so
like
you,
like a user. It's like a wallet address connected to your username. And then maybe later on, when they fully fledge it out, you'll have to create your actual wallet and port over your assets.
Okay, that might make more sense because if I got an email saying connect my wallet, I'm not doing it.
Nah.
And it's on
So
Polygon, that makes it like no.
yeah. But it seems like they've got the right people in their space. If they're working with Polygon, they're working with some, some interesting people. I know 100 Thieves also released their NFT on Polygon too. So we'll see
got
how
it.
those things go, and I'll keep you guys updated.
Did anything ever come from the 100 Thieves, or is it just like
It was just a little like digital card that said, "Hey, thank you, we won a championship" or something like that, or I think they won a CDL major.
it's true collectible. It's like
Yeah.
it's the chain that they got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one. I could pull mine up later.
I got one too. Yeah. All right. Quickly, Activision. They mentioned that they're working on including NFTs into games. So we talked about that last week too. But they actually went out and made like a official statement. But because of the Ubisoft backfire on NFT games, who knows? They might not actually go full out. They are considering creating new IPs for NFTs specifically. So maybe that's the route they go, and they don't try to mess up with their current community and stuff like that. So no major news there yet, but there's a couple things that I actually wanted us to talk about, like games that we could actually like go and play right now. Shout out to Courtney who shared Mini Royale Nations with us during the week. That game's actually pretty fire. It's a first-person shooter game. It's got a BR mode, team deathmatch, capture the flag, and there's a ton more modes that are coming to it. You can play absolutely free. And then if you wanted to, obviously buy NFTs and get different skins, that's all there. But I brought this one up specifically because it's free to play. You can get in right there, and it's miniroyale.io. We'll link that in the description. The other one I wanted to bring up was Splinterland. Splinterland is interesting because if you guys remember Magic the Gathering, who played Magic the Gathering? This is like, Courtney?
I don't know what that is.
I didn't play it.
Sounds
but
like potions.
I definitely, bro. It's like the original.
Yeah.
It's like before Pokemon cards.
Mhm.
It was like the OG. You had to be in the in crowd to know it. But
yeah, Magic the Gathering is basically, it revolves around card games, strategy card games. But mana was one of the biggest things that they use. Like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you have your attack power, whatever. This one's mana. So this specific game called Splinterland, it's a card battle game. It's similar to Magic the Gathering. The only thing I don't like about the game is right now it's the battle is automated. So it's really just picking your cards and having the strategy, but it's so early that and it's free to play. So if you want to just try it out and see what it's like, you can play it for free. And then it's super early right now. So if you do get in and get some cards early and this game does take off, it could be one of those where it's not advice, it's not financial advice, but it could be one of those ones that takes off. Courtney, I think you want to say something?
is it like Hearthstone, where you have a deck that you build up and
Yes.
you can play different cards, and each card has like a monster or something?
Yes.
Like
And then
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I guess it's like Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's similar to Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just that you don't have you don't have attack powers. You have this card has maybe 5 mana and 4 shield, so it's a defensive type. So you have to you have to be strategic. It's a strategic card battle game. The gameplay is not anything crazy, and you're not gonna be. I don't think you're gonna be spending hours. I played it for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of these, and it's automatic battling. So you're not really doing anything after you pick your cards. But that's
I think Illuvium is similar along the same lines, where it's like automated action, but they've spent a lot of time making the action look dramatic and having the characters come to life and having different storylines.
Yeah, so they're a little bit ahead, and obviously they have a lot more backing, and they just released some gameplay. It's more than alpha. I'm pretty sure it's beta now, so you guys can check that out over on YouTube. But one that I'm super excited about, and this is on a really big platform. It's called Gala Games. The platform is called Gala Games, so it's similar to Steam, but the game is called Townstar. Now, if any of you have been addicted to games like what's that game called? You know those games that you play on your phone and it's like a farming simulator or
Farmville.
Farmville. I like the business ones myself personally, where you like start up a business and it just starts generating you cash, and you could come to the game every other day, whatever. It's like a simulation strategy game.
Like Clash of Clans.
Yeah, like Clash of Clans, similar to that. Townstar is actually something that's exactly like that. It's on the Gala ecosystem. It's a strategic simulation game. So you build a town or farms, and when you build these farms, it gives you resources. Now you could do two things. You can get the traditional, like whatever in-game currency that helps you do other things like build more buildings and stuff like that. And that's free to play, or you can buy an NFT. Now, when you buy an NFT, it gives you something called a town coin. And so you could keep collecting those coins, and then you can use that to either mint other NFTs, add additional features to the game, or take the coin out and make some money off of it. That's up to you. But the crazy thing about this is like it's the amount of NFTs are so limited. So it takes like a few $100 to get in to into Townstar. I'm not invested in it, but have looked at the game, and it seems like a really polished mobile game. Like probably one of the more polished mobile games that you can also earn on. So I think this one might be a big one. Definitely look into it. Townstar. It's on the Gala ecosystem. So if you just search up Gala Games, you'll see a bunch of games that they have there, but this is one of the ones that is taking off in that space. So covered a little bit, some simulation games, some card games, and then our first person shooter game that's taken off real quick. And I don't know, JB, you want to talk about that, about Mini Royale? Or you want to save that for later?
I got it. Yeah. So I'm glad that you mentioned that because we will be having a member of the Mini Royale team on, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So that episode should be coming out sometime within a week and a half. We're looking forward to it. We all three of us played the game. My aim is terrible with the mouse, but the game is actually fun. And they're gonna be merging onto the Solana, right?
It's so it's like a Web 2 game, but the assets are Web 3. Gotcha. So there's some off-chain games or some off-chain assets and some on-chain assets right now. Because it's in the early stages, they're still building it out. I read the white paper. It's not like I have some kind of secret alpha, but you play and you earn these gems, okay, and you get them for the points that you get for ranking up and doing different things. Once they do the official launch of all the different NFTs, you'll be able to have land, and on these different parcels of land, you can have this equipment that helps refine these gems that you earn. So the gems are off chain, and you earn them for free, right? You grind to get these gems. The owners of the land need the gems to refine them to, I guess, make their profit or whatever. Once you get refined gems, then you and your clan can enter into competitions and tournaments where you can earn, I believe it's called cheddar. It's something like that. But they have two currencies that are on chain. One of them is like an infinite supply. The other one is a scarce governance token. And those haven't dropped yet, but there'll be more explanation about how those work and how you can really play to earn, or play and earn, however you want to phrase it, in that game once that ecosystem is fully built up. But they're still doing a lot of testing. They have things in their Discord where they're like, we're doing a new map, come break our maps for us. And so we can find all the places where we need to patch holes. But man, it's like you run around and shoot people.
Yeah.
Unlock guns, unlock skins. It's just like what you would expect from a first person shooter.
And you can have your own clans on there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to hit level 9 first though. So I'm still grinding right now. I'm gonna get us the DJing clan. I'm gonna get us there.
This is just one of those games that is like, it's something we're familiar with, and they're focusing on the game first before on like how to make money off of it. And thank God for that. Thank God for that.
Right. Because nobody needs another Axie where you just like, you can't copy other stuff just because it worked. You need to do your own thing, make your game actually fun, right? Because if somebody else came up with the exact same game as Axie, it wouldn't be successful because the thing that made Axie successful was the timing and the execution and the brand that they put together. Um, but that cat's out of the bag now. Now it's like, okay, we've seen the potential of making money while playing games. Now let us play a game that's fun.
Yep.
100%. How do you guys feel? And not only for like play to earn games or anything, but how do you guys feel about like these kind of community curated projects? Like, I like the idea that like they're allowing for people in their Discord to like, you know, find things that they need to fix, give them their feedback, blah blah blah. And you see these different things. It's not necessarily like a DAO, but like the community has a big say in like what the project does. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that kind of like structure is sustainable? Because, for example, like the flunks I was talking about, they have different factions in their Discord. I said this earlier, to where like they have different input on what they can do or what the team should do with the project. And then if the team likes it, they'll stamp it, boom. All right, we're gonna do this idea. What do you guys think of that kind of structure?
It's what you got to do when you got a small team, you know, compared to name any game studio. One of my boys was actually a tester for like a major game studio. I think he works for like Activision or something like that. And literally his whole entire job, his day job, he quit because like he was ruining games after like a year and a half of doing it. Like you would play the same level of a game over and over again and just try to like, you know, if the character's not supposed to be able to jump over the edge, you walk close to the ledge and try and jump off like every square inch of the edge to try and find the place where it glitches out. You know, you do weird stuff like that, but you're paid all day to do that. If you don't have like the bandwidth to do that internally, you got to outsource that to the community, to people who care. But it works in a positive way, because if I invest time into helping build that game, think about how much I would advocate for that and how many people I'm going to pass that on to, because I feel a sense of ownership in it. It's almost like I'm cheering for them. I want them to do good, because maybe I'm not invested financially, but time is valuable. And the more time you put into something, the more you want to see it do good. That's why you see crypto so tribal. People have put so much into these certain ecosystems that they're like just praying for them to do well. And so I think it's a great way to harness community. You don't necessarily have to take the advice of your community at every turn, but shoot, you reward them every once in a while by hearing them out, and they'll stick around.
Yeah, I agree with Courtney. And I think like, has businesses realized like at first it was marketing. You wanted to throw ads everywhere. Then it became content. Now it's going to be about community, because your community is what drives your project. People are going to be coming out with all types of games. It's about whoever has the strongest community, those games are going to survive. Because even if you drop a trash game, if your community is rocking with you and you're actually keeping up with your community, they'll keep propelling that game. Like, I look at Call of Duty, for example. That game comes out with so many bugs. Do you know who finds the bugs? That one little 13-year-old who's got all the time in the world, who makes a viral video that you can go invisible, and then everybody starts going invisible, and now you're getting tweets like, yo, Activision, fix your game. Raven Software, fix your game. They're paying testers. Those testers aren't figuring it out. It's the kids that have all the time in the world. So I think community is important. And we're gonna see that like the most successful businesses, as we've talked about with like Bitcoin Monkey, Megapont, like community is the most important thing for a lot of businesses going into the future. So if you can get their feedback and act on it quickly, you're just gonna make your community happier, and they're gonna be champions for you. So I think it's nothing but good.
Cosign.
Agree.
All right, so we're reaching like towards the end. Courtney, I don't know if you had any like gems that you had prepared that you wanted to drop. We talked about NFTs, NFT gaming, anything happening in like the Bitcoin space, technology, blockchain that you want to drop, or are you good?
There is a lot of stuff going on. Nothing that I would want to get too deep into. There's the Bitcoin conference is going on right now, and they're announcing some proposals that would bring some new I guess utility to Bitcoin. They're talking about creating something that's called Torah, or I believe it's called Torah, or what are those kind of cards that the psychic
Terra.
has? That psychic has.
I think they're
Terra,
called
Terra,
Terra
They're
cards.
called
Terra
tarot
cards.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's something similar to that word because when I read it, I don't know, I'm slightly dyslexic, and I thought I'm like, there been tarot cards on whatever. It's something like that, Tora or Tera or something like that. I think it's Tora. You can Google it. That's the reason why I'm trying to spell it out. But they're trying to put stable assets and other types of assets onto the Bitcoin Lightning Network so that you could move them at a very fast speed at a very low cost. We know that outside of having a hard asset like Bitcoin with a supply cap, the next most valuable thing in any financial ecosystem is to have a stable coin or to have a stable value asset like a dollar, because that's what you spend every day. That's what your bills are denominated in and your taxes are denominated in. So that would be a huge improvement if they could pull it off, but it's still very early days. And then also, I believe there was a fundraising round by Lightning Labs, like $70 million to help work on some upgrades towards these types of technologies. Last thing I'll say is I did a video on Anchor Protocol, which is a money market on Terra blockchain. Think of it as the best bank account in crypto. You can deposit money there, you can get a loan there, and you can earn a yield there. And so when you think about going to your regular everyday bank, you put money in, technically what you're doing is you're lending money to the bank. They are using it to do some stuff on the back end and earn a yield, and they pass a little bit of that revenue on to you in the form of interest. And what Anchor Protocol is the crypto version of that. So you can just take dollar-based asset like UST, which is a stable coin, and you can deposit and you can earn a yield compared to the bank where you might get 1%. Here you're getting like 19. So it's bananas. But then what they also allow you to do in this money market is you can deposit, the volatile assets like Luna or like Ether or AVAX. And basically you stake those and it becomes bonded Ether or bonded Luna. And then that's collateral now. So you might have, 3 Luna might be worth like $350, and you can borrow like up to 75, 80% of that value in stable coins and then stake that as well. So it's a pretty cool protocol. I'm not saying that's what anybody should do, but we created a video that talks about how to get that yield on your stable assets. Like I said on the Lightning thing, you can't have money without having money, right? You got to have a dollar-based asset. And this is just a place where if you're going to hold that, you can get a yield on it. So Anchor Protocol on Terra, something that I've been messing around with and I'm really liking.
Yeah. And we'll link that also in the description so you guys can check out that video. All right. Any crazy thing, anything that shocked you guys throughout the week?
Someone was still talking about Cardano. The hell are we doing?
Yo, I seen a meme of like Cardano was like whoever was staking in Cardano was like high, and then all the other coins were low. And the person tweeted like, "Yo, how did we get so many people to buy into Cardano?"
Yeah, like they have outstanding marketing.
I was dying, yo.
Yeah, but nonetheless, man, crypto is one of those things that moves so fast, like you can't keep up. So I don't know, man. If you hear of anything, we might not be able to cover it in time because by the time we get back to next week, it might be old news.
Just big facts. Even like this, like just before we got on, I seen Vanner Sport. They 26,000 ETH or something like that. Something crazy was wasted. Or no, it wasn't 28. It wasn't 28,000 ETH. Obviously, that's just ridiculous. But a lot of money was wasted on gas wars because they were minting. And so people were complaining, are like, yo, we figured out this issue. Like, we shouldn't be like still participating in gas wars. So Gary V's brother, I think his name's AJ.
Yo, were you trying to say Vayner Sports?
Vayner Sports. That's what I was saying, right?
You said
Is it
Vanner,
Vanner?
I
dog.
said Vanner. Oh man, I messed up. My bad,
L.
Gary V. If
It's
you ever
all
come on
good.
the show,
But now
I
you know why he
apologize.
goes by Gary V, though.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
So yeah, his brother came out and was just like, "Yo, I'm sorry, guys. Like, we should have saw this, and we should have learned. We should learn from our mistakes." So it's interesting that even like the big players, that people that think that they know everything, are still making mistakes in this space. And so as we keep growing and we keep learning, like we're gonna see like these headlines hopefully are more positive than like shots at the community.
Was that for
Yeah.
their mint pass? They
I
had like a Vayner Media, Vayner Sports.
Yeah, it was
mint
Vayner
pass coming out.
Yeah, it was a mint pass or something like that. I just seen the tweet because I follow like a couple of just like big influencers, and they were just going in on them like we solved this issue. Why are you guys still making this mistake or whatever? So it's just interesting.
I've seen a few NFT projects that are way smaller. Well, actually, I think Azuki's did it, where it's like a more efficient solidity contract. So it's like a low gas contract. Gas wars should have been solved a while ago, to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're trying to do everything on the base chain, right? It's a lot of compute. And so if everybody's fighting over the same block space, it's one of those things that like the Ethereum maxis, they take pride in. Look at how many fees we're generating compared to every other blockchain. It means that we're in demand. And like, yes, it means this in demand. It's also a throbbing pain point for the industry that people are going to solve. So either they're going to move to the L2s, which is what the Ethereum people would hope. God knows we're not going to Polygon because the fees are so low that you can spam that network and you can do a whole lot of malicious activity over there. But yeah, man, I don't know. The gas wars thing is the reason why so many other chains have proliferated and gained traction. I hope they solve it. But to be fair, will they? I don't know. They got a lot of stuff going on at the same time. And it just kind of hurt my heart to hear that when ETH2 goes live on the merge, there's like a big misconception that that's going to cure some of the gas problems. It's not actually going to cure the gas problems at all, because that's not what it's addressing, right? So the issuance of Ether is going to cut back, and the burn rate is going to continue to be as high as it is. So if the fees are as high as they are with a lower emission of new ETH, it's just going to become highly deflationary. But you're still going to be paying out the wazoo to do a transaction. Maybe it's not the same as it was in the summertime where it was like $300 for a swap on Uni, which was like mind boggling. It was painful. You literally had to like 10x your bag to withdraw swaps on Uniswap. Otherwise, you were losing money either way. But yeah, I think there's a lot of work to be done on Ethereum. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying like, yo, let's just learn from the gas wars, please. For the people who are not crypto rich, please.
Yeah, $28 million. That's how much was spent on gas. This one guy had $2,000 of gas wasted because he had to cancel. Ouch.
Should have done it on Stack.
They're done on Stacks, boy. Wait till them damn hyperchains come. I'm telling you, they already got certain applications that are ready to. We're not ready, but they're building them with the intent of launching them on hyperchains. So
Stay tuned for that.
Sir. All right, well, we'll be back next week. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out if anybody's still vibing with us. And yeah, we'll be back. You guys have anything to say? Last words?
First class, this is Canucks. Pay attention, do your homework, read a book.
First class, Jawan Breskison. Follow me on Twitter at jbreskison11. You know, I might post some alpha, some NFL all day, all that good stuff.
Go ahead.
I'm bullish.
He's bullish. I'm also bullish. What are we bullish on?
Everything.
NFL all day.
Bullish on life. Oh, NFL all day. Okay. I'm bullish on life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.